It's YouTube, baby. Do we have any YouTube stuff to talk about this week? Because it's kind of been, you know, all in all, I haven't done much except for
Yeah,
work.
same. I have a story I can share.
All right, let's hear it.
Um, just a quick little short story, but there was a guy in the shop yesterday who was like looking at my rack of facsimiles and he was like, "So are these like reprints?" I'm like, "Yep, they do like a few of those a week at this point." And he was like, "Man, I hate that. I hate that. It's so stupid. Why would they do that?" Like, well, a lot of these books aren't affordable. So it's their
Yeah.
way of being able to read those issues. And also, it's not hurting anything. It's not driving down the price of the originals.
Yeah. Does it
Um,
bother you as a shop owner though, where it's like you don't know how many of these to get because it's like there's not a huge market for it, is there?
nah, I mean, I get like 7 or 8 copies,
Okay.
and if they sell out, oh well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got like 3 people that pretty much pick up all of them that come out.
Hmm.
So it's like they're guaranteed. Like a couple walk-ins are guaranteed. Then I've got, 2 for the
Yeah.
shelf. So it's whatever.
I gotcha.
But this guy, I mean, you'd think that a facsimile comic like killed his mom or something. It was really bizarre.
It was actually his stepdad, like his abusive stepdad was a facsimile comic.
Yeah, well,
Didn't kill his mom, but like was not kind.
sure. And in which case, fair enough.
Now, didn't you have like a this is like giving away too much stuff about your collection, but didn't you have like a facsimile of like a really early Journey into Mysteries, like the first appearance of Thor facsimile, like that was early
Hmm.
on, so it's like it's worth
Yeah,
a
I still do.
nice bit. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wasn't sure.
Well, I mean, it's worth a nice bit, but that's also because I have the record that it
Oh
came with.
yeah.
So it's like if I didn't have the record, like it'd still be worth something, but not near as much. Like
Yeah.
last time I checked, it was worth like $1,000. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's just gonna go up too, unless Disney does something really bad just to mess up people's love for comics, which there seems like they're trying to. But
yeah. I mean, really, dude, if you didn't know, it'd be really hard to tell it from the original. It came out a
yeah.
year afterwards, and it's
Oh,
just
that's
an
crazy.
exact replica.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but anyway, all right, we can get into the regular episode now.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Casey with Two Rolls Podcast, and with me, as always, it's the Ron Weasley to my Harry Potter. It's Jake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm
Interesting
gonna do.
choice.
Don't know what I'm gonna do with the ending. Well, we watched the Agatha all along trailer, so I'm like, they're witchy boys.
Yeah, they're witchy boys.
That's like the
Uh,
name of the fourth book, right? Harry Potter, the
yeah,
Witchy Boy.
uh-huh. It is. It's like you've read them.
Yeah.
Also, you guys will notice if you're watching, um, that we have a new animated intro that was done by our good friend Preston. You all know him and love him. He does all the editing for the testing room, and he asked for our intro music the other day, and then pretty soon after that, he sent me this super cool animated intro that we'll be using going forward so that you have something fun to look at instead of just looking at our logo while hearing the cool music. So um, just wanted to say a big thank you to Preston for doing that.
Yeah, thanks, man. And hey, if you're ever in the central Illinois area, I'll get you some sweet corn and blackberries just to for your trouble.
See, there you go. Doesn't get better than that. So, all right. Before we get into our extremely short news week, we had one comment from Nick on his Fantastic Four from last week, which was the one about the Olympics. So he says, my Fantastic Four would be the Blob for sumo, Iceman for figure skating, the Ninja Turtles for curling, and Taskmaster for everything else.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think those are all solid choices, Nick.
Yeah. Now, Taskmaster for everything else, and then you had Sportsmaster, I'm pretty sure, because you try to pick him for everything you can.
Hmm.
Who takes more gold?
I mean, you can say what you want, but Sportsmaster doesn't have to rely on watching others and retaining that
Yeah.
memory. So I feel like it's like, do you like the OG or do you like the guy that's got a copy?
Or well, let's just say Sportsmaster goes first, then Tasky takes him because he's like, oh, I already got this. I'll just take his skill along with what else I got.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, okay, so we'll get into our news. Um, I feel like a lot of your stuff maybe came from D23. So
All
if
they
that's the
did.
case, we'll do all that together after I do my
Yeah.
pitiful couple of things here. Um, so I got a list of the top selling single issues like nationwide, and I'll go through the top five. There's 10, but I don't think we need to do all 10. Number five was Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood, which isn't too surprising. Then at number four, we've got Venomore, number one. Three was Absolute Power. Uh, Number two was Batman 151. And then the number one spot, to no surprise, was Uncanny X-Men, which sold more than double what
Wow.
Batman sold. So
Wow.
that's the jump between one and two.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy. Um, and then I saw that we are getting a one shot for Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I don't know why that's coming out much after Deadpool and Wolverine. And also, I mean, light spoilers, she's in Deadpool and Wolverine, but only for two extremely small scenes.
Yeah. And isn't the comic book version of her nothing like the movie version too? Like they pretty much made her way cooler in the movies.
I think so, but this is one of those you can tell that they're now modeling her after the movie version.
Yeah, I get that.
Um, I mean, it doesn't really matter that this is coming out. It's just kind of like, why?
Maybe they're just testing the waters, being like, well, if people like the comic book, we can do a comic book and people like it, we can add her to one of these new X teams or, make her focus on her more or whatever. Because there's not
True.
enough X-Men characters that we forget about.
I know, right? But it's also on sale in November.
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe
like that's way later than this
un
movie.
unless the DVD's coming out then, which I don't think Marvel's smart enough for that, but
No, I mean they're not with their comic
yeah.
releases. So anyway, that is going to be written by Andrew Wheeler with art by Carola Borelli and Eleonora Carlini. So I guess if you're one of the five huge Negasonic Teenage Warhead fans, you've got something to look forward to.
Yeah. You gonna check it out?
No,
Okay.
don't care. And then Casey and I just watched it together before we hit record, but we got an Agatha All Along trailer. Casey, what'd you think?
It looks all right. It's not something that's gonna make me buy Disney Plus though. Like there's,
Yeah, like it does look fine, and I like magic-y characters, and witches are pretty cool, but it's like I just told Casey, Agatha was like one of the main comedic parts of WandaVision, and this trailer looks like it's going to be a very serious show. Like
see,
there's definitely going to be funny parts, but I don't know. It's like the tone is way different.
the tone does seem different, but at the same time, like between this and the last trailer, it's like it seems like they're cutting the jokes out because they're worried about She-Hulk like backlash, is my guess.
Hmm.
So like I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot funnier than what these are, or at least it's gonna try to be funnier than what these trailers have made it look like. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm with you. It does seem like it's trying too hard to be serious for something that doesn't really need to be because it's an Agatha show.
right. And I mean, really, what huge lasting effects could we really get from this?
She gets her powers back, and then we never see her in a movie again.
Right, exactly. So. I don't know, but what do you guys think of it? I'm pulling a page out of Casey's book. Let us know down below what you think of
Yeah,
the Agatha
let us
trailer.
know. All right, and then I didn't put this down because it's like it's not enough to really say, but we did get the first look from D23 of Red Hulk in the upcoming Captain America movie, which, I mean, it just looks like beefed up Harrison Ford that's red. So it's kind of I was kind of let down with it because like I was going into this thinking like there was like a part of me inside, inside my head, I was like, what if they don't have Harrison Ford be Red Hulk and they have Giancarlo Esposito actually, because like they're building up his character as like something big, and then they gave us whoever it was. And
Yeah,
so then I was like, well, what if he could actually be Red Hulk in this? But then like, no, no, it's clearly Harrison Ford.
right. I was talking to somebody at the shop yesterday, and they said that they would like Esposito to be Doom. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he's way more imposing,
yeah, he would have been cool as Doom, but
but we're
nope,
not getting that.
yeah, he's gonna be old that one dude from Cobra that I guess is getting his own show.
Yep, that we can't even name.
Yep,
Sidewinder?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so Marvel's reconfirmed that the Marvel Zombie TV show is going to be TVMA. It's going to be 4 episodes. I'm assuming it must be that What If animated style too, which kind of sucks.
I was just about to ask if it was animated because I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah, I if we had ever talked about it, I kind of forgot all about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not. I hope like I hate that animation style, so I kind of wish it wasn't
Yeah, it's that weird
cell shady type stuff.
yeah, that they kind of throw in anime sometimes, like
Yeah,
mix between two styles, and I just think it never turns out
yeah.
nice.
And then Disney revealed Eyes of Wakanda. It's going to be an animated 4 episode show. I'm assuming same animation style because that seems like what they're into now. And we're going to have at least one Iron Fist in it. And I have a feeling it's not going to be Danny Rand.
Yeah, probably not.
It'd be cool if we could see, but it's a lot to do for 4 episodes if they do like Orson or one of the
Hmm.
past ones. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I agree.
And then I'll talk about this. I'll talk about X-Men 97. The second season of X-Men 97 is gonna have they're gonna have the Grant Morrison coats from
Like
his
new
rough.
X-Men era.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna be rocking those in the next one. And apparently Danger is gonna make an appearance. The AI robot thing that controlled the Danger Room. And then like when you read about her past, you're like, wow, this is the start of Professor X just being a jerk.
Yeah, I don't know shit about that, so
No, that's
I need
like
to watch that show. I still haven't done it.
yeah, I hear nothing but good things, but like with Danger, that was like the era of X-Men where like I never read any of those, and then like she just randomly when I started reading X-Men, then she would just be randomly there. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And then Daredevil Born Again is going to be released on Disney Plus in March 2025. That's enough to get me to get Disney Plus though. I mean, if it's you'd think they would have we'd see some more stuff about it since it's going to be that soon, but I'm still excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I've been meaning to rewatch that before that comes out. Um, but I also think that my lovely wife would like that show too, and I'd want to watch it together when it comes out. So as long as it takes the two of us to watch a show together, we need to jump on that soon
Yeah.
so we can get there in time.
But that's all the news I got.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty light week.
Yeah. So what'd you read this week, man?
I read The Power Fantasy #1, Birds of Prey #12, Incredible Hulk 15, Daredevil #12, Chitara #2, Godzilla Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants #2, Ain't No Grave #4, and Public Domain #7.
All right, he read I think one more than me because I got Batman 151. Where is Shazam issue 14? The Uncanny X-Men #1, The Incredible Hulk #15, uh, Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons, Sons of Giants, issue 2, Daredevil, issue 12, and Public Domain 7.
All right. I'll start off with Ain't No Grave #4 by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. It was cool. It was a completely silent issue until the final page. So made for a pretty quick read, but Corona's art always goes crazy, as you remember from Batgirls. Um, it's just good stuff. I like this book. It might, depending on how it ends, it might be like my favorite Scotty thing that I've read. Um,
Ooh, that'd be tough to top Twig.
it will be, but like I said, it just depends on how it ends. But yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice. All right, Batman 151. This is by Chip Zdarsky with Mike Hawthorne on the art. Batman and Catwoman are going to be doing trying to do a heist to steal the mother box, and they're fighting the Suicide Squad. They're, you know, dealing with those guys, Bizarro's there, and yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just like absolute power, which I don't care about, and then Zdarsky's Batman, which I'm like so on, So it's like it is what it is, and then we get a Harley Quinn, Teenie Howard, and Mariana Ignaza story in the back. The art's pretty good. Basically, Harley was gonna get up some mischief because all this bad crap's happening, and then she finds like a bat communicator, and Riddler's like basically just begging Batman to try to solve his riddle, and like Batman doesn't have the communicator, so she's like, I guess I'll do it, because he's gonna blow stuff up. He's like, come on, just try to solve it, please. And like Harley's not playing those games, and she knocked him out and broke the computer, and then ended up just the scientists that were there helped solve the riddle instead. It was pretty funny, but it's like a Harley Quinn story, so I'm not too invested in that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably at like a
So,
five for the book.
okay. Uh, Mariana Ignazi is, um, I'm not going to name names because I don't know if he's allowed to say, but she will be doing the art for my friend's story in the holiday issue coming up this
Oh,
year.
nice. The art's really good.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't the downside. I was just like, man, I just don't care about Harley Quinn or
Oh,
Absolute
no, no.
Power.
Yeah, not at all. I just wanted you to know that
Yeah,
like
no, that's
that's what
really
we have to
cool.
look forward to. I need to talk to him about him coming on the show to talk about that as well. But yeah, already. Thundercats Chitara #2 by Sue Lee and Domenico Carbone on the art. And I still really like it. I like the first issue a lot. This really is just Chitara like trying to raise Lion-O as best as she can. And she keeps getting like weird feelings about uh Thundera getting attacked by mutants and nobody believes her because it's a peaceful time and she needs to quit worrying about it and just enjoy the peace. But clearly, this is leading up to the downfall of their planet. So it's pretty dope. It gives Chitara a lot more, uh, just fleshes out her character and makes me like her a lot more. So yeah, I dig it. I hear they're gonna do like a Panthro one next, so hopefully they do one for each member because I think this does a lot for their characters. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5. It was really enjoyable.
Now, Panther, I get getting one, but like, aren't there those two little kids? Like, that'd be kind of hard to make a compelling story out of, don't you think?
I mean, not really. If it's like pre downfall of Thundera, then maybe, but like all throughout Thundercats, they want to be involved and want to prove that they're mature enough to like handle themselves. So I think there's
Hmm.
something there.
All right. All right. So next up, it's Shazam 14 by Josie Campbell and Manuel Lupacino on the art. Basically, Freddy's dealing with those monsters. He's talking to him. He tells him he's king of the surface, and they're like, "Okay, we believe you." And then Mary is what like the old homeless guy that Billy met last time that was also in Mary's book is there, and he's dressed like Shazam. And he's like, I'm a superhero. I'm like, well, what powers do you have? And he's like, a crowbar. And he'll just end up hitting the monsters and running away.
That's
And
funny.
yeah, and so like Billy doesn't trust Shazam yet, or yeah, excuse me. And so Freddy's still, like feasting with the Monster King guy, and they're talking, and he's like, yeah, of course you're just a child. You're not the king of the planet. I'm not an idiot, and sends him back, and they then like they're still fighting with the monsters and all that stuff, and then it kind of ends up with Billy and they call him like Uncle Dudley, I think, end up in this like see this big door, and then the monster time is here. However, made me think of that song from Scooby Doo. But yeah, it's good. It's been getting better since Josie Campbell took over. Like it was kind of spinning its wheels, I felt, and then now it's just been slowly getting more and more good. So I'm gonna go 7.5, close to 8.
Cool. Glad it's getting better. Okay, so Birds of Prey, number 12. It's written by Kelly Thompson with art by Yavi Pina, Sophie Campbell, and Gavin Weidry. It's pretty good. Like they go through another portal, which changes the style to like a cartoon style, and I just don't really love it.
Yeah.
Um, to me, it's like that era of Cartoon Network that every show looked like this, and I just
Hmm.
am not a fan of that. But I mean the writing is good and I like the dialogue and like whenever it's not that art, I think it's, you know, really good. So I'm gonna give it a 7 because most of it is that art, but I do like everything else about it.
Yeah. See, that's the only way though I like changing art is when it's, plot based and not just
Uh-huh.
like, oh, so that's
I
at least.
mean, yeah, I respect it.
Hmm.
It's just not my
Yeah.
favorite.
No, I get you. All right. So the Uncanny X-Men #1 by Gail Simone and David Marquez on the art. It's Gail does a really good job. Start off by saying that. You get Wolverine doing some stuff, and then he meets up with Rogue and Gambit, and they're gonna fight this giant dragon, and that's a lot of fun. Like I'm assuming you sold out, and that's one of the reasons why you didn't pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so when you get the chance, I think you would like it because it's Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine fighting a flying dragon. That just screams up your alley.
it does. Yeah, it sounds great.
And then the dragon's got, and I have Agamotto and stuff, and Gambit outsmarts it basically. And then they have a very depressing thing they got to do that I'm not gonna talk about because it's like when you read it again, you'll be like, oh dang, that is depressing. He's not lying about that. And then they kind of sit around the campfire and later on they're drinking, and then it leads into this other thing. We get a little bit of Nightcrawler in it too. And yeah, it's cool. They're trying to figure out who the team's gonna be and if they're even gonna be a team and all that type of stuff. And yeah, like I said, I really like it. I don't know when Rogue lost the ability to, or not really lost it, but like where she can touch people now. I don't know when that happened. It's something had to be something like Krakoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really good first issue. I'm gonna go probably 10 and be my pick of the week.
Nice. You like it better than regular X-Men?
Probably a little bit so far, but it helps that it's got Wolverine, Gambit, and Rogue. I mean, Rogue's my least favorite because I get tired of the Southern accent, but Wolverine and Gambit is two of the main characters. It's hard to top that.
Yeah. I look forward to checking it out. I mean, it was like the first hour I was out of that, man, and I
Yeah,
ordered plenty.
yeah. I'm curious how you, as someone that owns a shop, how you plan for that type of crap.
You don't. You
Yeah,
just hope for the best.
yeah,
It's like, I say I ordered plenty, but then I say I still sold out. So it's like, yeah, I could have ordered more, but every time I do that, then nobody fucking buys it.
Yeah, and then
So,
like next week you're gonna have to probably or have less on hand, to planning out wise because it's
hmm.
like, yeah, a lot of people are just getting it for the number one.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I I always keep it the same orders for one and two.
Okay.
Unless like there's an overwhelming amount of people that are like, actually, I do want this.
Yeah.
Because that way that kind of accounts for that drop off. But if I'm still selling out after two, then it's like, okay, I'll bump it up.
Hmm.
But that's just how I think of it. I'd rather
I
sell
gotcha.
out than be sitting on 15 copies.
Yeah, unless it's like, well, this is actually the first appearance of Spiky Bone Girl. You're like, oh, perfect. I'm gonna put some of these back.
Exactly. All right. The Power Fantasy #1 by Kieran Gillen and Casper Wingard. And I like this book quite a bit. Essentially, there's like six people on Earth with superpowers, and it's just, one guy is like God, essentially, can do literally whatever he wants. So we start off seeing him during like the human rights movement, and then it jumps forward in time where he's a little bit older, and we find out that there's just six people with powers, and yeah, it's like the first half's pretty slow, but the second half more than makes up for it with the stuff that happens. But I like Kieran Gillen. He's a really good writer, and I'm looking forward to the next issue. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Nice. I just got our Moochies left.
Yep, same.
All right. Do you want to do Hulk, Godzilla, Daredevil, Public?
Yes.
All right, so Incredible Hulk by old Philip Kennedy Johnson and Danny Earls. And we get more, I'll say, world building for these bad guys. What do you think of this issue?
I liked it. I liked the world building, and I thought the lore that Philip Kennedy Johnson is writing was really cool. And also, I did not like Danny Earl's art the other two filler issues we got, but I liked it here. I thought it was a lot closer to Nick Klein's style.
Yeah,
Um, and that like ancient Hulk monster I thought looked pretty cool.
I thought it looked kind of stupid. And that was just because it's just like, let's just add some horns to Hulk. There we go. You
Yeah,
know,
but I think
that
that's
was,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it was a good story. And like I said, art was a little bit better. I'm looking forward to the next one.
and they're actually bringing stuff up, like the Green Door stuff. They're finally doing stuff with that, connecting that back to that 50 page or 50 issue Al Ewing.
Does that
So it's
make you
like,
happy?
I mean, it's fine. I thought the Green Door stuff was pretty stupid too, but but it is
Yeah.
what it is. Like at least they're trying to finally do stuff connecting the books and all that. So
Hmm.
I liked it though. I thought we this was needed. So I probably had an 8 for it.
Okay. I'm gonna go 8.5 because I think I liked it just a little bit more than
Yeah.
you. Okay, Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants #2 by Frank Thierry and Inaki Miranda. And I talked about it last week, so I'll show it on camera. I got the B cover because it's hetero with the Viking ships, and I think that's cool.
He looks very Cthulhu-like.
He does. He does. Um, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty neat story. I wish that some of the Viking stuff hadn't been told in that artistic style, I guess. Like I would have
Yeah.
liked to see actual Beowulf fighting Hera. I think that would have been really fucking cool to see. But I get why they did what they did. Um, and then yeah, we get some other kaiju and a lot more background info on, this, I forget what they call themselves. What's
Yeah.
that? Yeah, I don't know. The fucking secret society of kaiju or some shit like that.
Mhm.
So, um, but yeah, I thought it was a solid issue. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I did too. I need to get one of those Godzilla head mask things like they got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. And then the big reveal at the end made me chuckle to myself.
Yeah, same. Like it was
But
stupid, but in a fun way.
yeah, that's kind of this book, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it
So
is.
nothing really to complain about. Like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like I have a feeling with the artwork at the beginning, we're going to get that every issue. Different style for
Yeah,
whichever thing's next,
for sure we
and
will.
and so that, I think it works for what it is. It went a little long this time though,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably at an 8 for this book too. I liked it, but it didn't wow me.
Yeah, I think I'm at an 8 as well. It's nice to see it tied into the previous series with that one guy being an ancestor of the pirate that told the story. I did
Yeah,
like that. So,
same here. All right, Daredevil issue 12 by Saladin Ahmed on the writing and Aaron Cooter doing the art. And I liked it a lot. I've been loving this book though. And
hmm
yeah, I mean, it's just you get demonified Kingpin beating the crap out of Daredevil, and then those old the orphan kids and the father, whatever, dealing with the demon that's gone to his place. But what'd you think, man?
it was awesome. Cooter's art went crazy with Demon Fist or Fisk, sorry. Um, really liked how he looked in all those panels.
Hmm.
I did really like the stuff with Father Yavi, I think his name is, and the kids. Um, yeah, I mean that's
So
just
awesome.
insane, right?
Yeah.
So, really curious what the next one's gonna be like because Fisk makes a pretty interesting statement on that final page. So,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. But it, the only thing that kind of bugs me is like the cover of this one implies a big fight with Fisk, and there was. And then we get that final page that's interesting. But then we see the cover for the next one, and it's still just Kingpin fighting Daredevil. So it's like a
Yeah.
little bit too much back and forth for me. And I realize the covers don't matter,
I
but
mean, yeah, it's the John Romita Jr. covers. It's kind of like, and I don't like comparing them, but it's like when Alex Ross does a cover where it's like, take it with a grain of salt that anything like that's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. It's worse because I don't like anything he
Yeah.
does. So it's
Yeah.
just like, well, it's not even like a good cover.
Yeah.
So, but no, I thought it was awesome. I'm giving it like a 9.5. I loved it.
I'll say I'm there too because it's like there's nothing really to complain about except for I do think some of that the kid stuff when he was running and stuff, it was like running away from the monsters, like it was a little bit, it went on a little long. He was kind of a jerk for no reason. But
For
other
sure.
than that, it was good.
All right, and then our final book is Public Domain number 7. It's written by Chip Zdarsky with art by, I believe, Chip Zdarsky.
Hmm.
So also I want to point out, man, I know you've asked for domain. Whenever it finally shows up, I
Yeah.
will have it. So just keep asking for it.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm just gonna keep at like when it finally comes in, it's gonna be like 5 issues in.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how Diamond works. But anyway, I will say that I really liked the last issue, and I thought this one was even better.
Hmm.
Like I love this was my favorite thing I read this week. I thought it was so fucking good.
I liked it a lot, but there was like one thing that kind of makes me laugh is like there's a part when the editor is coming in and she's like tearing them all down basically, and she like talks to the writer and she's like, your plots are great, but your dialogue is terrible. And then like because it's like it's just doesn't seem realistic basically. And then like this has some of that dialogue in it, then I'm like, yeah, this doesn't seem realistic. Like I'm with her on this that some of the crap that like there's a part when the girl's talking about at the coffee shop and she's complaining about stuff. I'm like, yeah, this dialogue isn't the best, Chippy. Like you need this editor to get you through this.
Right. I love that coffee shop scene where her name is Tanya and they write Tony on the
Yeah.
cup. Like that those 5 panels really gave me a good chuckle.
It was funny, but it's like, man, this is like the type of thing that editor would have complained about.
Yeah, but it's cool. I really like all the stuff developing with this team, and then all the stuff that that one asshole is dealing with his writer as well. So
The
it's
Neil
all
Gaiman character that's
yeah.
that has the window that it's always raining. That was so
Yes,
funny.
it is so funny.
And then the artist automatically made me think of because he's jacked of Greg Capullo.
Yeah, yeah, I get that too. He did look a lot like him. Um, yeah, I mean, nothing else to say really. It's like you're either reading this book or you're not. You know, you can't really jump in at issue 7 and know what's going on,
Yeah,
but
that I will say it was kind of like he had the big, conversation where he's like, "Yeah, you need like to the editor, you need to listen to me,"
yeah.
and then she just as soon as they go back out, they're trying to figure out what to do with I think inkers or
Yep.
colors
And
or whatever, and then she
letters, yeah.
doesn't listen to him. It's like, man, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
Like I get why he's upset.
No, I do too. I do too. I feel bad for him genuinely. So, and I'm sure they will all find a spot where they're happy. Like that's going to be
Yeah,
the point of the book, I hope.
yeah,
But yeah, I just love it, man. This is an easy 10 for me, and like I said, it was my pick of the week.
nice. It's probably I didn't love it near as much as you. I'm probably gonna go 8.5, but I still enjoyed it. But what are you excited for, man?
I don't have that list because it's if it not officially out yet.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, because you sent me the early one, so I didn't know if you could pull it up that way.
yeah, I don't think I can at this point.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's a few things that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So Green Lantern, Wolverine, and Immortal Thor's on yours for sure.
Thor and I think Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah. And then She-Hulk, that's one that will oh, you probably want the Werewolf by Night Red Band
Yes,
trailer.
yes, thank you. That's my most anticipated. Thank you.
And then X Factor. That's gonna be mine
Yeah,
instead of She-Hulk.
yeah.
And you gonna check out the Iron Fist 50th anniversary special?
Hmm.
Okay. Because I kind of glazed past that, but I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be any good or not. Because there's
I
been a lot of bad Iron Fists.
there has. I'm hoping it's just like a nice special, but also I picked or will be picking up the B cover, which was David Aha.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be pretty good. All right. So Fantasy Four time. I had seen like an interview a while back, and I kind of want to talk to you about it, where Kevin Feige said, "No, we're probably not going to get Wolverine in an upcoming any X-Men related stuff because he doesn't want to recast Hugh Jackman, basically." So just give me four characters that you would like in an X-Men movie, and I'll give you my four characters that'll be our team.
Sure. Um, I'll give the honorable mention to Wolverine because it's one of those things where like I really do love Wolverine. I've
Mm-hmm.
just not really read any of his solo stuff. I just like it when he's in stuff.
I'm thinking about picking up the Hickman book when it comes out, just because like it could be fun.
It could be fun. And there's like a mini series coming up. I forget who the writer is, but it's somebody that we both like, and then like Capullo's doing the art on it.
That's the
It's like,
Hickman one.
oh, that's the Hickman one. Okay, well
Yep.
then yeah, I'll be picking that up too.
Yeah.
And also, I might try out the regular one because that's
Yeah.
Saladin Ahmed, and we like him now. So
And it's that, and it's also Wolverine doing stuff in the woods, fighting like Wendigos and stuff. It's like
yeah,
how could you not be happy about that?
exactly. So Wolverine gets my honorable mention, but I'm gonna go with just my four favorite X-Men, which is Nightcrawler, Gambit, Phantom X, and Magic. If they were all on the same team, I would be a very happy boy.
What I think is hilarious with Magic is like they top tier casting with Anna Taylor-Joy as Magic. She looked the part, and it was in the worst movie, one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I still need to watch it,
No,
but
you don't.
I kind of do though, I mean, I don't mind watching a bad superhero movie. Um, but that one had like the most potential. It really
Yeah.
did.
And like I said, they killed it with her casting. Like she looks it, and then you get the movie, and you're like, dang, this is so bad.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm gonna go with like ones that I think just need to be in the movie more than like my favorites. I'm going with like Cyclops, Jean, Storm, and Beast.
Cyclops is an interesting choice.
I'm not a big Cyclops guy, but it's like you need him.
Yeah.
And without Wolverine there, maybe he won't be just the worst like he was in the Fox X-Men movies.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't really like Cyclops at all, but I'm sure like diehard X-Men fans will, like you, say that you need him. And if I'm looking at like the four that I picked, I'm thinking, yeah, none of them really fit the leader role, and Wolverine wouldn't want to do it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, you would kind of need someone else.
Now Magic's been a leader, hasn't she, or no?
Yeah, I mean, she's led the New Mutants.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's different with them because they all went through some fucked up shit and like we're for like kind of siblings over it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird that we're kind of becoming X-Men guys
I
now.
know, right? I just wait till they get really lore heavy again, then we'll both drop it.
Yeah, probably. So, all right. Well, I think that's pretty much everything, man. We
Yeah,
kind of kept
man.
it short and sweet, but still had a good time.
Let us know who you want to be on your X-Men movie team.
Hmm.
And, let us know down below what you thought of the Agatha trailer. You're like, oh man, I'm an ag head now. I'm an Aggie.
All right, man. Well, sign us off.
All right. And we'd love to stay in chat, but we've got to win the Quidditch Cup this weekend. So gotta go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.